This is Plathell Benjamin, also known as Publius Africanus, the preeminent verbal bully of Black America and the left. I'm standing outside where they're having a conference here for a racist. They're going to honor a racist, a Nazi in fact. You will be able to read really what this guy is about and his Nazi leanings from a piece that I'm writing right now called The Trouble with WABC, White Apartheid Broadcast Radio, all right? And it will be on the Black World Today and possibly also in the Village Voice and other videos. But they have chosen to honor Bob Grant. A guy who is a confessed believer in eugenics, which of course was the ideological and scientific basis for the Nazi racial hygienicists who killed off millions of Jews in Germany. And in fact, Arthur Fromer, the world's most famous travel writer, walked away from a $250,000 deal with, what's the station he was on?
WOR.
Yeah, WOR, when they hired Bob Grant after they ran him out of WABC before, because Arthur Fromer had been a military officer during World War II. He came right out of Yale Law School, and from Yale, Arthur Fromer was sent to Germany, right in the aftermath of the Holocaust, and he was an intelligence officer. And one of his main assignments was to try and figure out how a schmuck like Hitler managed to convince the most intellectually advanced nation in the world to resort to barbarism and kill 6 million innocent people. Mr. Fromer concluded that the most powerful instrument that Hitler used in provoking the Holocaust was the way in which Dr. Goebbels used the radio for mass propaganda. That is the reason he walked away from a $250,000 deal with WOR when they hired Bob Grant, because he said when he heard Bob Grant on the radio on WABC that he thought he was listening to Goebbels. Now, I have him on tape saying this, and he will be quoted in the piece, and I've done a radio documentary which will be aired over WBAI soon, and Arthur Fromer, you can hear him saying this himself. But this is the guy, the WABC.
I just want to second, Arthur Fromer is an amazing, amazing guy, and somebody should do a documentary on him.
To do it, absolutely. I mean, in the media today, the commercial media is populated with whores, all right? People who will do anything for $1. For Arthur Fromer to walk away, at the time I was a columnist with the New York Daily News, and I wrote a piece called Arthur Fromer, a hero for our times. Scott Pelligrino is cut in that same mode, you see, and Scott Pelligrino, you can say that he is a watchdog, a true media watchdog, and it is because of him that I even understood that this was happening today. Now let me explain to you what's happening. A couple of months ago, what is it, Records and Radio Magazine?
Radio and Records Magazine, which is a radio industry magazine, they were planning to give Bob Grant a Lifetime Achievement Award, and that Radio and Records is owned by the Nielsen Company, who do the ratings and such. And I got in touch with employees at the Nielsen Company, especially the minority employees there, who put pressure on the company, and they immediately dislodged themselves from the
They walked away from it once Scott let them hear his file of all that Nazi shit that Bob Grant is talking on the air, has been talking on the air. Once they let him hear his file, they ran away from it. So Phil Boyce, who is a cold-blooded, unreconstructed racist, and you will hear
Phil Boyce is definitely, in my estimation, and I've been following this stuff for about 26 years, he is he's the quintessential racist radio
He is the American equivalent of Joseph Goebbels. And all you have to do is listen to this idiot, for instance, Sean Hannity, white trash with money. That's what that dope fiend, that rotund dope fiend and ignorant asshole, Rush Limbaugh, he's also white trash with money. And I want to say this to you all. You jump on these guys like
and a racist. Rush Limbaugh's a racist.
Yeah.
Look up on, best place to go for a lot of this stuff is fair.org, the great organization FAIR.
Yeah, Fairness and Accuracy in Reporting. They got them down to a T, and Scott has, but anyway, Right now, you listen to Sean Hannity. What they do is they get these suckers like Juan Williams, you know, who tried to get a professor fired at Syracuse because the guy said he was a happy Negro. Well, I got a better one. You a house nigga, Juan. You a house nigga, and I will whip your ass. Not only will I whip your ass in election, which would be easy to do, I'll whip your ass physically, and that goes for you too, Rush Limbaugh. And
I'll second that on Juan Williams too.
And Bill O'Reilly. Bill O'Reilly is another sucker. You know, I call him the Irish idiocracy. Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity, and Pat Buchanan, whom I have launched an intellectual assault on, which will soon be on YouTube also. And I'm saying to all of them, if you really want to fight, stop jumping on these third raters, these third string like Juan Williams and that little punk that I wrote about, I wrote that piece, the little black sambo to the right. What's his name? Armstrong Williams, that little traitor. Those guys.
Armstrong Williams also has the distinction of probably being the most homophobic radio host that
homophobic, but he got busted. But he got busted
he was sued by his trainer for having to sleep with him on the road.
Well, what happened was the guy was on the road with him. The guy said he went to sleep. I wrote this in my piece. The guy said he woke up and Juan, not Juan, I beg your pardon, I don't want no lawsuit, not Juan, Armstrong Williams. He said he caught Armstrong fingering the family jewels. You said, and I wrote about it, and I told him if I'm lying, sue me. I ain't never heard nothing from Armstrong because he knows I'm not lying in their court records, right? But I'm telling all of you, Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, you are white trash with money. You are an ignoramus. You walk around all the time with a pen. You remind me of a guy who used to work for my uncle driving a truck who was illiterate. But he had a pocket full of pens all the time. Every time I see him, that's what I think of. You can't know much because you don't have any time to read anything. Every time I see you, you're running your mouth, either on the radio or you're running your mouth on TV. So I would like to challenge you to a debate when you don't have all those producers giving you information on computer screen. You and I, the way Christopher Hitchens debated me in the Great Hall at Cooper Union. I dare you to debate me. Yeah, he produced it. Interview. And Bill O'Reilly, you like to tell people to shut up. If you tell me to shut up, I will smack your fucking face. All right? I'll smack you right in the face if you tell me that. All right? Now, Professor Alan Counter, president of the Harvard Foundation and a scientist who will probably soon win the Nobel Prize, one of the world's foremost biologists and a former student of mine, has offered to present either Bill O'Reilly or Pat Buchanan in debate with me at Harvard in the fall. I dare you to show up. And in the meantime, I'm going to publish several pieces on both of you. Now, I know you all don't know who I am, but I know who you are. Just think of me as Publius Africanus, the preeminent verbal bully of Black America. And my good friend, my good friend and brother, Scott Pelligrino, whom I couldn't love more if we shared the same blood. This is the closest thing to John Brown we've got right now in America. And y'all know, everybody who know me know I don't like nobody. I've written criticisms of everybody, but I love Scott Pelligrino.
Look up Playthell's columns from the Daily News, which you can find some of them online.
For which I was nominated for the Pulitzer Prize.
That's right.
I've been twice nominated for the Pulitzer Prize. Let me tell you that before you get froggish and jump on out here.
And check out his book about W.E.B. Du Bois.
And plus you ought to see what I did to Christopher Hitchens, which is going to be up on YouTube soon. I shouldn't put it up there because y'all punks anyway. And if you see what I did to Christopher Hitchens, who's 10 times smarter than Christopher Hitchens is about 10,000 times smarter than Sean Hannity, you know, and 1,000 times smarter than that asshole Bill O'Reilly. So Bill O'Reilly, you're a tough guy. Pat Buchanan, you're a tough guy. Hannity, you're a tough. All of you are nothing but shanty Irish trash to me, all right? White trash with money, that's what you are. And I will whip your ass. I will whip your ass in election, and I will whip your ass for real, all right? Sean Hannity, this is what you will get, all right? Anytime you want to. anywhere you want to.
So any of you Fox News folks watching this on YouTube, send it to Bill O'Reilly. Put Playthell on with
It's going to be on YouTube. You see it. I don't want to go on his TV show. I want him to debate me like Christopher Hitchens did. Come down to the Great Hall.
Playthell, we'd all like to see him. He's too cowardly.
I know he's a punk. I just want everybody to know Sean Handy is a punk. Rush Limbaugh is a punk. Pat Buchanan is a punk. And if you're not a punk, come and debate me in the Great Hall. I will whip your ass like I did Christopher Hitchens, who's smarter than all of you. All right?
That's true.
And I'm standing out here now where they're fixing to give this racist, this Nazi asshole, Bob Grant, an award. You know, and I want everybody to know WABC, White Apartheid Broadcast Company. And I'm finna hit their ass with a suit, too. Bro, boys, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. All of you, I will whip your cracker asses, all right? All right.